Welcome to Brewing TV. I'm Jake Keeler. In this episode, we're off to Victoria, Minnesota, home to High Voltage Brewing, the home brewery of Kent Olsen, aka Sixpack.
I'll pour a little bit in and stir it up.
Today, Kent is brewing the All Grain Pro Series kit from Town Hall's 1800 English IPA. As you'll soon see, it's a hot monster that pushes Sixpack's system to its limits.
It's clogging up.
But first, a quick backstory on this brew session. Earlier this year, Northern Brewer donated a free recipe kit and a Brewing TV brew session to be auctioned off by Kent's homebrew club, Jack of All Brews. All proceeds from the event went to help Emma German in her treatment for neuroblastoma. It's for this awesome little girl that Northern Brewer named its Emma's Brown Ale recipe kit. Profits from this kit fund cancer research at the Children's Hospitals and Clinics of Minnesota.
And the winner of the brew session coming out to Kent's house here and brewing up a beer with him.
When the dust settled, the lucky winner was this man, Sixpack Olsen. For his free beer kit, he went with the Town Hall 1800 English IPA, and he chose to brew it on his birthday with a few buddies and a driveway barbecue. So grab a cold homebrew, throw something on the grill, and pull out your trusty lawn chair, because we're off to a high voltage brew day.
High voltage brewing is just something I came up with. I'm a big AC/DC fan, and I like high voltage, and I like to brew beers that are a little bit higher in content, hoppy stuff. So high voltage brewing, why not? I try to name my beers after AC/DC songs. The porter I got on tap, I called Big Jack Porter, which is one of their newer songs off their latest album. Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be. They got a song called Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be. So that's another one I did. Ooh, that one's good. I went to Von Hansen's Meats and got some burgers and beer brats, and that's about it. Got some chips, keeping it simple. If we're lucky, maybe I'll bring some plates out.
You want some bun with that brat plate?
Yeah, no kidding.
Today we're making one of the pro kits from Northern Brewer. It's the Town Hall's 1800. It's an English IPA. Yeah, I've had it at Town Hall. Both the carbonated version, and I've had it on cask there too. Really like the cask beer. Kind of to the English style, you know, it uses the British ale yeast. You know, it's hoppy, it's not real dark, not real heavy, good mouthfeel. It's just, you know, it's got some malt backbone to it, and it's a good drinking beer. When I saw that and you offered it up, I'm like, yeah, we'll do that one, that's cool. I do batch sparging, so I use a Coleman cooler basically, and braided hose, which works really good. I don't get any stuck mashes. But if I do a beer that I use a bunch of rye in, and I'll use some, you know, sometimes use some rice husks or something like that to stop from getting the stuck sparges. But it works really good. Sometimes I'll preheat it so that when I put the mash water in, it stays at temperature like it should be and stuff. So. But, you know, it works really good. I haven't had any problems with it. I use water from, most of my beers, I guess, I'll use water from Miller Spring in Eden Prairie. It's a natural spring that it's free to go whenever and get water filled up. It's always running year-round. Water's just pouring out. Drive up, fill up your buckets or whatever you got, and take off. And it's pretty slick. It's good water. Yeah, this is my Baltic Porter, I guess you'd call it. Big Jack Porter. Don't get high on your own supply. I use Beersmith to kind of as basics for figuring out how to do the brew day. And it's telling me about 166 degree mash in water for about 4 gallons. And since I'm batch sparging with the cooler, I'll heat it up to probably at least 175, 178, because a lot of the cooler will absorb a bunch of the heat. And I'd rather have it a little bit hotter versus a little bit colder. It's because I can add cold water to bring the temperature down easier than I can add more hot water. 143. Almost getting to showtime. This is meant for if you're gonna mash in the keg, you know, which I do got other kegs. I've actually bought a system that had you know, the hot water tank, and then the mash tun was a keg, and you had the big paddle where you could, you know, you'd mash it with that. I guess I could use a real mash paddle today for a change, but then if the beer doesn't turn out, I can blame it on the mash paddle. I didn't use my usual paddle. Looks like it's almost boiling, eh? Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're way over. Who's not watching the water? Someone should be watching this so it doesn't boil. What's that? So this will help cool the water off. We're a little hot here. So I use some pH buffer here, 5.2 pH stabilizer. 177, went down 10 degrees. So we'll get started here.
They had an espresso porter. Yeah. So we had parents night out like a couple weeks after that, and we went down to town hall.
I'll pour a little bit in and stir it up. You don't want to get a bunch of dough balls. I want to make sure all the grain is loose in there to get the water on everything. Yeah, they're a big help. They're just here for the beer, I guess.
Need help breaking up the clumps?
Well, I usually don't get this many clumps. I don't know. It must be the Maris Otter. Must be the grains. You've been the biggest help today, Jim.
Oh, it's
Huge. You've been huge. Let's just put it all in there. Oh, it smells good.
It does.
Well, Jack of All Brews started in 2006, and at the time I was just getting started in brewing, and I saw a post that Eric Wentling kind of headed up, starting the group with a bunch of guys out in Waconia, and I think we've grown to about 40 members now. It's a real relaxed, fun, laid-back group. You know, we like, you know, drinking beers and at the meetings and sampling the different stuff people bring, and getting some feedback on how to do things better, and it's just it's been a real fun group.
I think I missed. Awful cold. Should have let him sit in outright.
Shoulda. Whose brewery is this? Let there be fire. We'll do one little last stir here. I've added some just about boiling water to the mash. And what you want to do is you want to go real slow with this recirc to set the grain bed in the cooler. And it'll be really cloudy, a lot of grains coming out until the grain bed sets. And I'll probably collect 2 or so of these, and it'll be coming out a lot clearer at the end. Shut it off, let it drain. See, you hold this up so that it won't spill out the end of the tube. Pour this back in. See how cloudy that is? That's got to clear up. You don't want to splash this in really hard. You just want to kind of drizzle it in. Yeah, like that. Don't splash it hard like that. I just did that to show you what not to do. So it's coming pretty clear now. I'll probably collect another half a pitcher of this just to be sure, and then we'll let her buck into the boil kettle. What I'll do when this is running completely clear is I'll put this hose into the boil kettle, and I'll drain the entire mash tun as fast as I can into the boil kettle to get everything rinsed out of the mash tun. And then I'll put some more hot water into it and do another recirculation until it comes clear, and then drain that again into the boil kettle. And then I'll measure how much I've got. I'm gonna try to get 6.5, 7 gallons, maybe at least 7 gallons in the boil kettle. And if you're doing a fly sparge, you know, you'd be kind of doing the same thing. You'd be trying to keep a little bit of water on, you know, inch or two of water on top of the grain bed while it's draining into the brew kettle, and you would drain it really slow, and you would lightly sprinkle water in on top. Batch sparging will let you do it a little bit quicker. Sometimes you don't get as good as efficiency, so you know, if your recipe calls for 12 pounds of grain, you might want to put a little extra in, extra half or pound or extra pound, just to make sure you get the starting gravity that you want. We use a rod of wonder here. This is calibrated to ASTM standards. 5.5 gallons. Wow, that's pretty good. 5.5. We gotta get a couple more gallons in there. About 6.5. We're about a 1/4 inch from 7.
Oh, watch yourself. Yeah, birthday disaster.
All right, we're gonna put 2.5 ounces of East Kent Golding into the muslin bag here, because this is a 60-minute hop. So there's 2 ounces, so I gotta get a half of this bag, so I'll use my calibrated Keflunkel meter. Well, more is better than less, right? Never made one with that many hops in it, I guess. It calls for, I don't know how many ounces of Fuggles and East Kent Golding, so it'll be fun to brew. It's all one grain, all Maris Otter in it. For how big a beer it was, I was glad to see the candy sugar, because I was like, that's this little bit of grain. It's a fair amount of grain, but it wasn't going to get the gravity up to where it needed to be without the candy sugar. So, all right, I'm going to put it in. We're really close. I'm putting it in. Hops are in. Recipe calls for 16 ounces. That would be a pound in my book of light candy sugar. We're going to put this in, 60-minute boil. And the thing with candy sugar is, I mean, it's pretty. It's like rocks or softener salt for your softener or something, but it takes a while to get this to melt or to, dissolve. Dissolve would be the technical term. I like melt. So you gotta stir this for a while. Who wants to stir?
I'll stir for you, Ken.
All right, who wants to clean this mash tun out? Get all these,
I gotta
all these mashed grains. Hey, we gotta get all this stuff taken out, and someone needs to take it home with them and put it in their garden.
See ya. I gotta go.
All right, come again when you can't stay so long. So here I've got some of my beer paraphernalia. My Ham's sign collection. These are the taps I have in my wall, and I got really lucky with this house. All I gotta do is drill a hole in the wall and beer comes out. Can you believe it? So this is the business end of the taps on the other side of the room. I just got a chest freezer here. I put a 2x4 collar on it, and you lift the lid and you screw the lid hinges into the collar. And the reason you do the collar is because that's where you drill your hole for your tap lines coming out, so you don't got to drill a hole in the freezer. Need some oil. So I got all the lines going through one big hole here. I can get 4 or 5 gallon kegs and a couple 3-gallon kegs on the shelf over here. The kegs come through here and the lines go through the wall right here. Right now I just got porter and a root beer on tap. That's Lazy Boy root beer. The Lazy Boy was scrapped out at my dad's, and I grabbed the handle. I says, I can make a tap handle out of that.
Bartender.
What do you want?
Bartender.
Porter? I got porter or root beer?
Porter.
Who wants a root beer? What's in the sack is 7 ounces of Fuggles. Can you believe it? And how many Kent Goldings we got in there? 3 ounces of Kent Goldings and 7 ounces of Fuggle. That's a lot of Fuggle hops. Now, I mean, it's not like a triple hopped beer, because that's way over the top, but. All right, now we got 15 minutes. Whirl flock for clarity of the beer and the boil. 15 minutes to go. A whirl flock tablet in. And we're gonna put the immersion chiller in now as well, because it's gotta kind of get sanitized in the boil. So we'll put this in now for 15 minutes. And the boil will get that all sanitized. All right, we got the wort chiller on. Might as well cool it off. It's a trade secret that I'll let you all in on. I don't want to waste any water, so rinse out the mash tun here. Cleanup is the worst part of a brew day. Best part of a brew day is drinking the finished product. I use Star Sand for sanitizer. It foams up, but don't fear the foam. I'll usually run a little bit out on the ground. Now, are we gonna get stuck with all them hops in there? It's not good. It's not good. It's draining pretty slow. It's all those pellet hops in there are kind of clogging my screen, but it's going. We'll let it go, see how far we get. What I should do is pull that other bag out of there for one. That bag might have been clogging it. Because of all the pellet hops in this beer, I'm having to run the spoon along this edge of the strainer. I use a Bazooka T strainer, and you got to pull the hops off of that strainer to get the beer to flow through it. So it's kind of a pain. That's all we're getting, boys. That's all she wrote. All right, so what I'll do is we'll take a gravity reading with the hydrometer now. Then we'll put the yeast in and shake it up, put it down in the cellar, and wait a week, see what happens. Making beer. That's what it's all about. Brew day's done. We brewed a batch of beer. Took about, what, 4.5 hours, normal. Went pretty well.
Pretty good. Yep.
The beer's in the jar, the yeast is in. We're making beer. We're ready for a card game. Like to thank Northern Brewer for donating the kit, Brewing TV for coming out. Chip, you're awesome. Thanks for all the Jack of All Brew members to come out and support the beer brewing today.
Absolutely.
So there you go. What else do you want to say? We're gonna play some cards, man. Bring your friends, come over, and $20, buy in. Here we go. Oh, you guys are done. Ready to show them? I got Ace Jack, baby. Oh, what do you got? You guys are losing. Oh, I don't like this. Oh. Thank you. That's right. I got ace, pair of aces. Jack kicker, I win. See you in a few weeks, we'll drink that beer.